Hey everybody, good morning. It's Pete. Welcome to today's best stock picks. It is Thursday morning, June 18th, 2020. Interesting stuff going on today. We actually have jobless claims coming out this morning, so keep an eye on that. Yesterday, the market pretty much did nothing really from a market perspective. We were just kind of drifting on low volume the entire day. There's in the community yesterday, SE being one of them. We'll actually take a look at that today. But for the most part, I barely traded yesterday from a day trading perspective, and the swing trading signs are really off the table from a bigger picture perspective right now. I'm pretty much going day to day. And the big thing I want to get across from yesterday's trading, and specifically in the community, was we saved a lot of money yesterday. Yesterday's goal was protect precious capital. There really wasn't a lot to do. If you were a day trader over trading yesterday, you probably got slapped silly because volume was light. You're probably buying the high, selling the low, and at the end of the day, your stocks probably didn't go anywhere. There were definitely a few stocks that had some movement. We got involved a little bit early, but for the most part, kind of washed each other out. But that happens. Look, every day, we're not going to the mall every day to buy stuff where we still need volume, right? And we need some volatility, which we actually did get yesterday. One particular stock that we're going to talk about now, which is ENPH. There was an investigation yesterday. The stock got absolutely clobbered, kind of trading flat right now. But we'll see if we get some follow-through. I'm going to be looking at the very least, I'm going to be looking for some volatility and some volume in that stock today. But I want to make it clear, as I've talked about pretty much for the last couple of days, since we got shellacked last week at the Fed day, and then especially the day after the Fed day, the market's still kind of stumbling around right now, trying to find direction. And we have this really wide window that we need to break out of. It's almost a $25 window in the SPY right now. So in my opinion, and the way I'm trading right now, I'm going back and forth with day-to-day type stuff. I'm not looking to build any positions. Maybe today, if the jobless claims, will pick a direction up or down. Honestly, at this point, I don't have an opinion right now. I need to let the tape tell me what to do, and that's the part of tape reading. That's why our job is to build arguments. And other than a couple of stocks that broke out yesterday, Zoom, SE, a couple like that, most stocks traded to an inside day yesterday. Most stocks have not recovered from the FOMC post-mortem. Does that mean we're going down? No, but it does mean that something has changed. And I'm seeing a lot of people email me, especially new people coming into the boot camp, asking for help to stop the bleeding. And think about that. What is the investment to join me and trade live for 30 days with minimum of 60 hours of real-time coaching in exchange for having zero idea how to manage your positions right now? It's kind of a no-brainer. But even if you decide to go it on your own, all I talked about yesterday was keeping risk and leverage for new positions. If you're managing other trades, that's something different. But for new positions, we needed to wait for an edge. And by the end of the day, everybody was exhausted because you try to make the market move with your mind. But it didn't. And at the end of the day, you get tired, and we were kind of high-fiving each other a little bit yesterday that we didn't overtrade. And it was very obvious after the day was over that it wasn't a day to be super active as a day trader. And that happens. And that's really what it takes to be a professional because, and again, I'm not talking about quitting your job. I'm talking about acting like a professional. You need to understand when the market's awesome and make what you're supposed to, like we had prior to last week for a couple of months to the long side, to where now there's a lot of indecision and we see a lot of inside candlesticks or really tiny bodied candlesticks where the market's a little bit confused right now. And if the market's confused, the smart money is not making commitments. Why are you for anything longer term? So that's where we're at right now. We're going to go to the charts. We're going to take a look. If you like these videos, absolutely click down and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And by the way, we're hosting a free webinar tonight. First one I've done in a while. You can get that below there too. Seating is limited. We're limiting the amount of people so we can get maximum participation. So click that too. So we're going to get down and take a look at the stocks. As we said, we're looking at ENPH. So because he was already in bearish order flow prior to this happening, we kind of broke the trend line right around here. And then we just started making lower lows and lower highs. This was obviously a monster move. I'm not going to get into the specifics of why. Just know that there was an investigation. You can do your own research. From a trading and a tape reading perspective, we're going to be looking for continued volatility today. CCL, and I guess this whole industry or anything that's an outside thing right now with the spike in pandemic numbers, they actually reported a loss of $4.4 billion yesterday. So you can see it's actually already down 4.5%. Should get some volatility there as well. So obviously could play other things that are sector specific over there, such as RCL. But stocks on the upside, stocks that bounced. Net was one that pushed through yesterday. We've been waiting for it to get through 30 and close there. It did 2 days ago, but it was an inside candle. So yesterday was inside candle looking for a breakout, which is actually setting up a ton of trades today. So net, we're looking for follow through. DKNG is something I really want to point out. And I got to pull up the volume for that. DKNG actually had double normal volume yesterday, but the stock didn't move. More often than not, after a big move to the upside, you start to get this consolidation, and especially if the consolidation happens on wider price action and heavier volume. That's usually what we call distribution. So I am going to be pulling back on my conviction of this stock to the long side and possibly even looking for it to turn around. So keep an eye on that double normal volume when your stock doesn't move. That usually means something's changing. It's changing from smart money to weekends. We actually discussed SE today. We're looking for follow through there as well. FSLY, a couple of people called this out in the community yesterday. Really nice job. I actually did not have this one. I had an alert set for 50, but was trading some other stuff, and a couple of people took advantage of this yesterday. So really nice job in the room as well. YUMC is another one that is at 50 again. First time it closed above 50, but here's the thing. Got to 50, failed, right? First time it's above it again in a couple of weeks. I want to see it close above this level before I look to get long. It did yesterday once, but you can see the last time it got up above this level, it did not hold. But that was prior to FOMC. So actually, I'm really liking it as long as it stays above 50. So I'm looking for one more day of consolidation and closing above 50 to look for a new entry. ATVI as well cleared a level that we like, but again, similar to what we just talked about, last few times it got up to this level, it did not stay there. So you don't want to boom and see it come back in. Let it prove itself above this 74.50 level, 75. And last but not least, we have BILI, which a lot of people were calling out yesterday as well, and you can see why. $36 breakout follow through. Here's the thing in this stock though. There's what I call saturation plays, which is where you understand your trade management and you don't want to be playing musical chairs where you're the last person buying. This stock does not normally move this far, this fast. If the stock opens higher, pushes higher, and hits what it normally does, I would actually be looking to book a profit in this stock today. I would not be looking to initiate a new swing trade long. But what I do want to point out is I want to go over to some of what I call the market leaders or some of the stocks that I trade on a day in and day out basis. Quite a few of them are at inside days where they did not break out of the previous day. And yesterday that technically stinks, right? Not much action. You can see really how tight the trading ranges are. But what's good about that, what's really good about that is consolidation leads to explosions. So once you get these really tight trading ranges, especially if you get them a couple of days in a row, but yesterday was just one day, you tend to get really good, clean confirmation of whatever the new direction is. So if you did not overtrade yesterday, like we really were pushing in the community yesterday, other than a few stocks, today you'll be in a position if the market picks a direction, you're not going to be making back what you threw away yesterday because you were smart, preserved your precious capital. And now if and when we trend today, with the numbers coming out this morning, you're in a nice position to be net profitable instead of just making back what you threw away yesterday because you were bored. And that's a big part of becoming consistently trading, to see your account growth go up every single month. And obviously that's a big part of what we do in the boot camp. So if you have a chance, register for tonight's webinar if there's space still available. And we'll also leave a link down there if you want to learn more about the boot camp, and specifically you can see how other people are doing too. We have some nice testimonials on there as well. So have a great day today, everybody. I'll speak to you soon.